I believed in the Atlanta Hawks. That's how much I don't know ball. I let my hatred for the New York Knicks completely blind me into thinking for some reason the Atlanta Hawks had a shot. And in the first couple of games, they won by a point, you know? And the Knicks weren't even playing their best basketball, and they won by some game-winning shots by C.J. McCollum, who was playing out of his mind. I should have known it was fake, you know? But it was fun for a couple of games. And they came back down to earth in game 4, was it? In game 5? In game 5, they came back down to earth. And in game 6, oh my God, Atlanta! Atlanta! Oh my God, Atlanta. You didn't just come back down to earth. You crashed into the earth and died. This was not a safe landing. This was a straight nosedive into the core of the earth. And spaceship exploded. No survivors. That's how hard you crashed back down to earth, Atlanta. And I want to say this, man, you blew it. Atlanta, even in this game, in game 6. Did you guys watch the game? Did anybody watch this game? I just opened my phone after the Sixers game, or I think it was during the Sixers game, because there was a Mitchell Robinson fight, and the score was 72-22. The score was 72-22, and I was like, what the hell is going... Is that real, or is that a glitch? Is that real, or is that a glitch? And so I went and I watched the game this morning, and I want to say this. If you watch the game, you'll agree with this. The Atlanta Hawks blew it. Guys, you blew it! You had a lead! You had a 4-point lead, and you blew it! The Atlanta Hawks had a 4-point lead in the very beginning of this game. They were up 9-5. And then the New York Knicks went on this run. Let's make sure we get it accurate. And then the New York Knicks went on this run here. All right. Oh, let me get this up here. They had a 9-5 lead, right? After this Jalen Johnson 3, I believe it was. Where are we at? No, Nickeil Alexander-Walker 3 right here. Nickeil Alexander-Walker hits the 3. They take a 4-point lead. Oh, the crowd's going crazy. After that 3, the Knicks went on a 71-16 run. A 71-16 run. I don't believe I've ever seen this before in all of my years watching basketball. And the Hawks just completely died. They completely died. They couldn't do anything. They had 13 turnovers with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. They turned the ball over almost every time they touched it. And credit to the Knicks for the defense that they played. But they just completely died. They couldn't make a shot. They had 13 turnovers. How many turnovers total did they have in the game? Let's see. How many turnovers total? Let's see. Team stats here. 80. Look at this run. 87-27 from the first quarter into the third quarter. And the Atlanta Hawks had 19 turnovers. But the game was over in the first quarter. They had 13 turnovers with 7 minutes left in the second. They got outscored 40-15 in the first, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And for the Knicks, it was really just... The Knicks were the complete opposite. This was, I believe, and I have the list here, this was the 5th largest blowout in playoff history. I thought it was the biggest. I looked it up. I'll tell you what they were. But it was just a tale of two things. It was a tale of one team that just couldn't even dribble the ball. They just turned it over every time they touched it. And they couldn't make a shot. Atlanta shot 25% from 3 in the game and 37% from the field. And on the other side, everything was going right for the New York Knicks. Everything. They could not miss a shot. OG Anunoby had 23 points at halftime. They just OG finishes with 29. But really the Knicks like bench these guys, you know, after well, they should have. I'm going to talk about that too. They should have benched these guys after halftime, but you know, he had 26 points at halftime. He just could not miss. He was 6 for 7 in the first quarter and 4 for 5. He was 10 for 12 in the first half, and that's just one example. OG Anunoby. Mikal Bridges, another guy who's been bad this series, who's been bad in the playoffs. He had 16 at halftime. He finished the game with 24 on 83% from the field. OG was 79% from the field. Brunson only had 17 points. He got to take the night off. He had 17, 2, and 8. He had 9 points in the first quarter and kind of cruised, and he didn't play the fourth. But yeah, it was just it was a combination of the Knicks making everything and forcing turnovers, and the Hawks couldn't stop turning the ball over and couldn't make a shot. The New York Knicks were up by 61 points at one point, and the Hawks put their bench in the game. I think the funniest thing about this game is it was a 61-point game in the third quarter, and the Knicks still had their starters on the floor. They were still out there hustling and making shots and forcing turnovers and dunking the ball and screaming. And I'm like, bro, I understand if you're up by 20 in the third, maybe 30, a team can go on a run. If I'm up by 61 points in the third quarter, I'm not even putting my bench in the game. I'm putting random fans in the game. I'm putting the... You ever see at halftime when there's like a bunch of 7-year-olds playing each other at halftime, right? A little kids league. I'm putting that team in the game if I'm up by 61 points in the third quarter. And they probably would have survived. One of those little kid teams probably would have survived and held on to that 61-point lead. That was absolutely insane. CJ McCollum since game 2. Oh man, brother. Oh man, he came back down to earth. He had 6 points in game 5, 11 points in game 6, a minus 24, 30% from the field. The Knicks they figured it out, they got it together, and then they just put the clamps on the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks, man, it's really wild how you can look this much drastically different from game to game. You know what I'm saying? And this one, look, Jalen Johnson was a minus 43. Okongwu was a minus 38. And I've seen Atlanta Hawks fans on Twitter and the internet saying, like, we got to get a center this offseason. This is how I should have thought. This is how I thought this series should have gone from the very beginning, because the Hawks don't have a center. I mean, they're playing Okongwu at center. You know, he might be a power forward in the NBA. This is how I thought the series should have went from game 1. You got Mitchell Robinson and you got Karl Anthony Towns. You should be attacking the paint. Okongwu's a minus 38. Jonathan Kuminga, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, a minus 44. What were the points in the paint here? Oh, do we even want to look at this? Do we even want to look at the points in the paint? Let's see. Rebounds 46 to 35. Blocks 6 to 4. Points off turnovers 26 to 8. Points in the paint 66 to 38. They outscored them by 28 points just in the paint. Fast break points 35 to 8. Where'd my mouse go? Come on, man. Damn. Nothing's working today, man. Fast break points 35 to 8. 16 steals. I mean, just one of the worst beatdowns of all time. And I want to look at the biggest playoff blowouts of all time and see where this one ranks. But first, we got to look at this Mitchell Robinson, Dyson Daniels fight that happened I believe in the third quarter. Let's check this out. I believe this happened in the third quarter. Let's go here and let's bring it up here so we can get it big, because I'm not sure what Dyson Daniels was doing here. You see Mitchell Robinson here in between Dyson Daniels and Okongwu. Dyson Daniels got so mad about something, probably the fact that his team is down 71-22, and he tries to break Mitchell Robinson's left arm off. Look at this. My guy, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're down 70 when this shot went in, 72-22. You're down by 50 points in the first half, and you're trying to rip a guy's arm off? Why would you do that? Both players were ejected, by the way. Mitchell Robinson was like, hey, bro, you're trying to rip my arm off? What's good? And then they push each other, and then Okongwu comes up, and nothing really happens, just a bunch of shoving back and forth and things like that. Okongwu pushes Mitch Robinson over there. He's like, no, we're about to scrap. Jalen Johnson comes back at him. He has the ball in his hands, but nobody throws any punches. Jalen Johnson's back here like, yeah, you're lucky they're holding me back. Or I'll try to rip your arm off again. Dyson Daniels is kind of pushing up, and nothing really happens. But I don't understand what the hell Dyson Daniels was doing. And I think the worst part is that Mitchell Robinson was mad at himself for it. He posted on Facebook, which, by the way, I didn't even know people still use Facebook, especially NBA players. But he posted on Facebook, I knew something was going to happen. My mental is just not the same. I'm just lost in the world at the moment. Trying so hard to stay calm. So, I hope Mitchell Robinson is okay, like mentally, anger issue wise and things like that. But I don't think he did anything wrong. The guy tried to rip your damn arm off, and you didn't even. It's not like you knocked him out or something. He didn't even throw a punch. So I don't really know why Mitchell Robinson is mad at himself for that. I think Dyson Daniels deserved to get his ass beat for that cheap shot there on the free throw. Both players got ejected, by the way. I don't think Mitchell Robinson should have been ejected, but I think that it's because it was a 50-point blowout, and the officials were like, listen, guys, this shit's over. Let's get the hell out of here. My dogs will not stop barking, dude. And so they both got ejected, and but listen, the biggest blowouts in history. This one, I thought it was the biggest, but it's not. Here's the top 5. Are you ready for it? Number 1, 58-point win. Denver Nuggets defeat the New Orleans Hornets in 2009. Game 4 of the first round, 121-63. The Los Angeles Lakers over the Golden State Warriors in 1973. 126-70. A team scored 126 points in 1973 with no three-point line. That's a beatdown. 54 points. Chicago Bulls over the Bucks 120-66 in 2015. Timberwolves over the Nuggets in 2004, 115-61. And this game, the 5th biggest blowout of all time, is actually tied, ironically enough, Philadelphia 76ers over the New York Knicks in 2018, 125-74. And New York Knicks over Atlanta Hawks, 140-89. So the New York Knicks have the 5th worst blowout in 2018, and they have the 5th biggest blowout in a victory in 2026. I don't remember that blowout, 125-74 in the 2018 playoffs. Y'all let me know if you remember that. Honorable mention, a 50-point blowout, Chicago Bulls over the Utah Jazz in the 1998 NBA Finals. Yeah. Oh, Jordan had the best competition ever. These players today would never survive in the 90s. The Utah Jazz put up 54 points in Game 3 of the 1998 NBA Finals. Anyway, Atlanta, I am incredibly disappointed in you, and I cannot believe you went out there and lost a game like that.